Okay, Brad, I see that you want to talk a little bit about site awareness. I know that that's sometimes a little confusing for people. How can you explain it easily?
Okay, so site awareness is actually a Storage Foundation enterprise feature, but it really makes sense in the context of a VCS stretch cluster. So the first thing I'm going to do is drop a stretch cluster and review a little bit about that scenario.
So you're saying that this actually goes with two products, Storage Foundation and VCS.
Yes. I mean, it is actually possible that a customer could set this up without Storage Foundation, without VCS. It's really not practical. They're going to do it as part of a stretch cluster or a campus cluster.
Got it.
Okay, so let's say we have two sites, okay, and we have an application running here and it can fail over here. Okay. The key thing is we need storage local to each site. So we're going to have an array here and an array here. And then if we look at it from a volume manager perspective, let's say this application has a single volume. The key thing is it's going to be mirrored. So we're going to have one plex that goes across, say, those LUNs that are local to this site, and the other plex that goes across those LUNs that are local to the second site.
And the plex is the mirror, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Right. So each of these is a full copy of the data. The whole idea with a stretch cluster or a campus cluster is that each site is self-contained. Right? So for example, if we were to completely lose this site, right, that goes down, this array goes down, we're still up and running, which means this plex goes down. We still have a good copy of the data, a good plex here. We're completely up and running. If this site goes down, then the application, and I'll put it in parentheses, would fail over to the other site. Of course, there would be a volume, okay, and there'd be the one plex because the other plex would be down because it can't get to any of this storage. But the key thing, again, is we have everything we need for the application to come up and running. Okay? So now, in that context, the key thing we want to do with site awareness is maintain this idea. So the whole idea of site awareness is we perform rules, we enforce rules so that when a volume gets created, for example, we would ensure that one of the plexes, one of the copies of the data would be made completely of LUNs on the local site, and one of the copies would be completely on LUNs on the other site. Okay? When we have some kind of a failure situation, so for example, let's say that we lose that disk. Right? Well, this plex is bad. We still have the other one, but part of Storage Foundation is to basically make this redundant again. The last thing we would want to happen is for us to basically make this plex using disks from the other side. Because now, if this side goes down, we're toast. So the whole idea is we'd have to use LUNs from the same site. Again, that's enforced by site awareness.
Okay. So would we then create another LUN over here, or we would use a LUN that's already been created over there?
Right. I'm just adding that in. That would already be part of this disk group and the whole bit. But the idea with the disks is you assign them to a site. Right? So these disks in this disk group would all be part of this site. These disks would all be part of this site. That's part of the site awareness setup.
Okay, and you did say also that site awareness is a part of the Storage Foundation enterprise license.
Right.
The customer has to have the enterprise license, right?
Yes.
Fantastic. All right, well, Brad, thanks for explaining to us how site awareness works.